Old Grognard says, let's look at how potions work in 2nd edition AD&D. Most of what we need to know about potions in 2nd edition AD&D can be found in the treasure section of the DMG. Let's go over some of the basic characteristics that potions have in 2nd edition. We'll start with how potions are identified. Potions in this game don't have standardized appearances. One healing potion might be red and taste like cough syrup, and another might be dark green and taste like black licorice. The DMG has this to say about the identification process. As a general rule, potion containers should bear no identifying marks, so player characters must sample from each container to determine the nature of the liquid inside. However, even a small taste should suffice to identify a potion in some way. There's no hard and fast game mechanics for how this works. It could be as simple as a character tastes a potion and knows what it is, no further action needed. Or it could be complicated and require an alchemist to test them or an identify spell. My advice is to do what makes sense in your game setting, but do keep in mind that potions are minor items and usually one shot and that's it. Now let's look at adjudicating what potions do in and out of combat. We'll start with how they work outside of combat because that's the easier of the two to explain and will also give us some context for explaining what they do if consumed during combat. Outside of combat, potions pretty much always just do whatever the description says they do. The duration may be listed in the potion's description, but if it isn't, the default duration for a potion is 1d4 plus 4 turns. This is, of course, unless the potion is permanent, like, for example, a healing potion, where the hit points you gain are permanent until you get injured again. But, like I said, what a potion does is pretty much whatever the description says it does. In combat, we have the additional concerns of initiative and movement. I'm also going to cover what happens if characters throw potions because it might happen and I want you to be prepared when it does. So first, let's look at initiative. If you're not familiar with how initiative works in 2nd edition, I did a video covering the subject a while back, and the link is in this video's description and also in the end cards. Anyways, if you're using group initiative, none of this matters, but if you're using individual initiative with speed factors and casting times and all that stuff, on page 141 of the DMG it says this. Opening and drinking a potion has an initiative modifier of 1, but the potion doesn't take effect until an additional initiative modifier delay of 1d4 plus 1 has passed. Only then do the full magical properties of the potion become evident. Magical oils are poured over the body and smeared appropriately. This imposes a speed factor delay of 1d4 plus 1. If we look at the optional initiative modifier table on page 55 of the DMG, it says something different. Potions have an initiative modifier of plus 4 on here, so we're in one of those situations where the book says two different things. Like everything else in 2nd edition, how you handle this is up to you. I can't speak for other people, but this is how I do potions in initiative. Potions have an initiative modifier of 1. You open the potion, drink, and most of the way through, the effect triggers because magic. Once it triggers, the remaining liquid in the container ceases to exist. This is also because magic. In other words, drinking the potion or rubbing the salve, whatever it is, fulfills the requirements to trigger the magic contained within. It's not chemistry or medicine the way we think of it. From a game design point of view, the reason I have potions work this quickly is because players rarely use potions if things are going according to plan. Potions usually fill the same role as tourniquets, fire extinguishers, and reserve parachutes. You use them when things go wrong. Having an initiative delay result in character death isn't something that's going to make the game better or more fun, so I don't bother with it. That's all I've got for initiative. Now let's look at how movement works in conjunction with using potions. In the DMG, there's an example given for what a character can do in a combat round, and it involves a character withdrawing from combat and using a potion afterwards. This is on pages 53 and 54 of the DMG. Because of this, I think it's safe to assume that a character can move up to half their movement and still consume a potion. If you're curious about any other things concerning movement in combat, I did a video on that, and like the initiative video, it's linked in the end cards and description. So, what about throwing potions? Specifically, if one character throws a potion to another character so they can use it. For this, I use the rules for grenade-like missiles, which are on pages 62 and 63 of the DMG. Grenade-like missiles have a close range of 10 feet, medium 20 feet, and long range of 30 feet. Catching, on the other hand, is more of a creative use of the rules. If the character has the juggling proficiency, or if they have both hands free, they automatically succeed. If they don't, I use either a dex check or attack roll versus AC 5, adjusted for dexterity, and let the player choose which one they want to use. If they fail, we roll on the scatter diagram, which is on page 63 of the DMG, and use the regular rules for grenade-like missiles to figure out how far the potion goes, which is 1d6 feet at close range, 1d10 feet at medium, and 2d10 at long range. If it hits something where it might break, then we use the appropriate item saving throw for the material the container is made of. And yes, I have a video for that, and it's also in the end cards and description. The last thing I'm going to talk about is mixing potions. The image you might have in your head probably looks something like this, but it's not the only way that this can happen. According to the rules, this also happens if a character consumes a potion while they are under the effects of another potion, or within a turn of consuming a permanent potion, like, for example, a healing potion. So, if this happens, we roll percentile on table 111, which is on page 141 of the DMG. Because of the magical and non-standard nature of potions, you can't predict what will happen when you mix them together. In other words, you can mix two potions together and get one result, and then mix the same two potions together later on and get a totally different result. Anyways, here are the possible results for when we roll percentile on the potion mixing table. On a roll of 0-1, explosion! If 2 or more potions are swallowed together, internal damage is 6d10 hit points. Anyone within a 5-foot radius takes 1d10 points of damage. If the potions are mixed externally, in a beaker say, all within 10-foot radius suffer 4d6 points of damage, no saving throw. 0-2 through 0-3, lethal poison results. Imbiber is dead. If externally mixed, a poison gas cloud of 10 feet diameter results. All within the cloud must roll successful saving throws versus poison or die. The asterisk after lethal poison refers to a note at the bottom of the table that says, if you mix any potion with a potion of treasure finding, you will always get the lethal poison result. 0-4 through 0-8. Mild poison causes nausea and the loss of 1 point each of strength and dexterity, no saving throw. One potion is canceled and the other is at half strength and duration. Determine randomly which potion is canceled. On this one, it's safe to assume that the character is no longer nauseous after the potion wears off and that they also recover from the strength and dexterity loss as well. It's also possible that one of these potions could be part of a treasure if the DM feels like doing that. Let's look at the next one. 0-9 through 15. Potions can't be mixed. Both potions are totally destroyed. One cancels the other. 16 through 25. Potions can't be mixed. One potion is canceled, but the other remains normal. Random selection. Although the rules don't come out and say it, this is one of the reasons that potions don't have standard appearances. You might get a potion that was previously mixed with another, and it ended up with this result. Let's look at the next item on the table. 26 through 35. Potions can't be mixed. Both potions function at half normal efficacy. Like I said with 04 through 08, it's possible to get one of these as treasure if the DM feels like it. 36 through 90. Potions can be mixed and work normally unless their effects are contradictory. Example, diminution and growth, which will simply cancel each other. The double asterisk on this one refers to a note at the bottom of the table that says a potion of delusion can mix with any other potion. How this interacts with the note regarding potions of treasure finding is up to the DM. This also makes it possible to find potions that have two effects at full power simultaneously. 91 through 99. Compatible result. One potion, randomly selected, has 150% its normal efficacy. The DM can rule that only the duration of the augmented potion is extended. And now we get to 00 or 100, and it says, Discovery. The mixing of the potions creates a special effect. Only one of the potions will function, but its effects upon the imbiber are permanent. Note that some harmful side effects could well result from this at the DM's discretion. As with everything else 2nd edition, there are always exceptions to the rules. For example, if you mix a Sweetwater potion with any other potion, it ruins the potion. There are probably other examples in the numerous books that were made for this system, so read the potion descriptions carefully. My advice on this whole potion mixing thing is that if players have their characters mix potions together, chemistry set style, let them roll the dice and reap the rewards and consequences accordingly. Now, on the part where drinking potions can lead to mixing, be careful. You don't want someone's only experience with 2nd edition or D&D in general to be that they drank 2 potions of healing and their character exploded or fell over dead. I tried to cover as much potion-related stuff as possible in this video without it getting too bloated. As always, if you have any questions on potion-related stuff, cool stories, or just want to give an algorithm boost, please do so in the comments. If you know someone who might get something out of this video, please share it with them. Either way, I appreciate it. I'm going to put up the cards for the videos I mentioned earlier, and with that, it's outro time. Thanks for watching. The folks at Vault-Tech's New Mexico division and I would like to wish you a wonderful rest of your day.